Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome to this meeting of the Joint Standards Assessments Subcommittee. The first item on the agenda is the appointment of the chair, and I understand that members would like Councillor Kilbane to chair the meeting. Is that agreed? Thank you. Over to you, Chair.
Thank you, Fiona, and thank you, members. Oh. Thank you, Richard. So thank you, Fiona, and thank you, members. Welcome to this meeting of the Joint Standards Committee Assessments Subcommittee. We are joined on the committee today by Councillors Rowley and Rawlings, who are here in person, and by the independent person, Richard Gadd, who is joining us over Zoom. We are also accompanied by Francis Harrison, who is Head of Legal, and Fiona Young, who is the Interim Democratic Services Manager. With that, members of the committee, do any of you have any declarations of interest?
No, Chair.
I'm not seeing anything.
Sorry, Chair, it's not a declaration of interest. It's just to note that no, sorry, forget that. No, I would have.
Okay, thanks, Councillor Rowley, and I'm not seeing anything from Mr. Gadd, so we will move on. So, hello.
I have nothing to declare.
Thank you, Mr. Gadd. Item number 3 is exclusion of the press and public. Before we move on to debate that, I would like to ask Francis, as Head of Legal, to comment on item number 4, in particular the public report that is before us today. Francis.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, under the City of York Council's constitution, Appendix 29 sets out the case handling procedure for complaints under the Code of Conduct. Paragraph 5 identifies certain cases to be referred to a Joint Standards Committee subcommittee for application of an initial filter to the complaint, and this is one such case, and it meets the criteria to be considered in private.
Thank you, Francis. And again, before we move on to debate exclusion of the press and public, I would like to bring item 5 forward, which is urgent business, if that's okay with the committee, just so that if we do move to exclude press and public, then people will not be waiting for us to come back to look at urgent business. If there is any, I have no urgent business before me. Any of the other councillors? No, so there will be no urgent business. So then let's move on to exclusion of the press and public. Given that we are discussing information relating to individuals, and given that this is a meeting to decide whether or not these complaints are to go any further, we think it would be appropriate to exclude the press and the public from that section of the meeting under item number 4.
Chair, sorry, Mr. Gadd's just dropped out. And there would still be a majority who could make that decision.
Chair, just to confirm, the independent person doesn't actually vote on the items.
Not at all. Thank you, Richard. For those of you watching at home, Mr. Gadd seems to be having some trouble with his internet connection, but as you've just heard, he's not part of the decision-making process for the committee, doesn't have a vote on that. So I'll put it to the councillors in the room. Are you content for us to exclude the press and the public from item number 4?
Agreed, Chair.
Agreed, Chair.
Okay, thank you very much. In that case, given that item number 4 is the only other matter of business before us, we will exclude the press and public from this moment on, and thank you all for joining us today.